Hello there, fans of the weird and wacky. Jace here, back with another review just for you. This time we're looking at Sheepo, a pacifist Metroidvania made entirely by one person. In Sheepo you play as, well, Sheepo, a small sheep thing hired to land his rocket on a planet that is dying and save an egg of each creature on the planet in order to keep them from extinction. The story never gets much deeper than that, but you do meet a lot of quirky and funny characters along the way that I really enjoyed meeting. What I'm sure you're really wondering is, what the heck is a pacifist Metroidvania? Essentially, it has all the elements of a typical Metroidvania, including being unable to reach certain areas until you've unlocked certain other abilities, but in this case, there's no combat. Instead, the game focuses heavily on tricky platforming and bullet hell type boss fights. The unlocking of new abilities is tied directly into the main quest of finding the eggs, because for every egg you find, you can then transform into that animal. So for instance, the first egg you find is a bird egg, and once you find the egg, then if you find any other birds on the map, you can transform into them for a short period of time, which allows you to fly. As you can imagine, that opens up a lot of extra areas. Overall, there are 5 different eggs to find and creatures that you can turn into that open up the end game to find the very last egg. So overall, it's actually a pretty short game. I think I finished it in roughly 3.5 hours at 105% completion, which is one of the few negative things that I have to say about the game, actually. Moving around as Sheepo and controlling him feels great. He isn't floaty, isn't slow, isn't heavy, any of those things that I dislike in my platformers. In fact, he's nearly pixel perfect. And I actually really liked the decision to give him a momentum system where as you jump and run and keep moving, you actually get faster to a certain point. If you're a platforming veteran, I will say that it's actually probably a pretty easy game overall. There isn't too much struggle. The boss fights are a lot of fun, a major highlight for me, but they aren't exactly difficult. While there are 3 difficulty settings, from what I understand, the only things that change are the boss fights get a little bit faster or slower, and the save points are less or more, depending on which difficulty you choose. As far as visuals and performance are concerned, I really enjoyed the art style. It kind of reminded me of cardboard cutout dioramas. The environments do get a little samey. Each of the different areas only changes a color scheme really, but the background doesn't change too much, so I think more could have been done there. But overall, I really like the aesthetic, and the game performs beautifully on the Nintendo Switch in both docked and handheld mode. I had no problem seeing the screen, seeing characters, anything like that. In regards to the audio, I didn't at first really like the background music, but it grew on me as I played, and there's one design choice that I actually really liked. You eventually get the ability to teleport from place to place, and when you teleport from one place to another, the music shifts, but it fades out slowly and then fades in with the new zone's music. And I really liked that touch. I think it worked really well. And overall, the music, as it did grow on me, became really enjoyable. On the other hand, the sound effects were very hit and miss. Each character and each creature has its own sound effect, and overall they were okay, but there were some that were highly annoying, especially one character that talks to you at the beginning and trains you, and then talks to you during boss fights later on in the game. That particular character had a sound effect that was like the speech in Banjo-Kazooie, but it lasted a lot longer and was far more aggravating. Overall though, Sheepo was a very enjoyable, if not short and a little bit easy Metroidvania, but if you're looking for Metroidvanias, if that's your thing, if you're a platformer fan, then I think you'll have something to enjoy here. This game has been out for a couple of weeks now, so I'm sorry for the late review, but go ahead and go show Kyle Thompson, who was the sole developer on this project, some love for a great first effort, and shout out to his brother Eric Thompson as well for the music. Now's the time for me to shout out our indie warriors, our heroes: Mitchell Hall, Bunny, Kevalo, Bill T, Christian Cruz, Chris Jackson, Nathan Moore, Peach, Adriana Amato, CJR, PSC, C Coil, Skeptism, Jen Rose, Jesse, CPM, Julian Colbus, JRS8, Raylan, and Marky Mint. Thank you so much. If you'd like to join them, then check out the link in the description below.